Morning, my name is John Hare and I am the developer of ImmunAde. I just came up with a new catchphrase today as to what ImmunAde is and how it works. Initially, it's oral antibodies that is really the first of its kind in the world. Antibodies you're familiar with probably from COVID-19. Antibodies are what your immune system produces to fight off different infections. And for the most part, you produce antibodies naturally when you come in contact with an infection. You might get a vaccine, which would also stimulate your immune system to potentially produce antibodies, again, to fight whatever infection that they're targeting with that vaccine. And then there's other antibodies that have now become pretty predominant in mostly cancer treatments, oncology, and those are called monoclonal antibodies. They're very, very expensive. As a matter of fact, one of the most, the biggest selling drug ever from a financial point of view was a product called Humira, which is an oral, not an oral, as a matter of fact, all monoclonal antibodies are either injected or IV'd, intravenous. But the Humira product was originally for treating rheumatoid arthritis, an autoimmune disease. And so the actual cost of treating a patient just before it went off patent, and it's just come off patent this year, which is 2023, it was, I think, $76,000 US per patient per year. So very expensive. So we're the first company in the world to come up with oral dose antibodies. In other words, they're not IV'd or injected, and they come from an outside external immune system. So they're naturally produced, but we may make them available to be orally ingested. So they are actually, they come from eggs, and the immune system we use is a laying hen. And so we vaccinate that laying hen. So we have a vaccine production lab that we produce whatever vaccines we're targeting, whatever pathogen or whatever we're targeting. So by the way, you can see that I'm starting to puff because I'm doing these videos now while sitting on a Peloton bike, and I figure my time is tough these days trying to get all things I want to get done in, and so I figure I want to do a video. I need to get the exercise. I try to do that three to four times a week anyway, and so nice combination to do it this way. But anyway, the latest thing that I want to call it is ImmunAde is a supercharged, convenient whole food. When I say supercharged is because of the oral antibodies, or it's basically a second immune system. We call it oral antibody microbiome therapy, and a second immune system for healthy longevity. But those are the two reasons we call it a supercharged whole food. And why it's a whole food is it's basically eggs, which are a whole food. So, and it's convenient because the way we provide it now is in either a powder form or in tablets, which are like almost like a candy. It's like a Skittles. And so where 40 of those tablets is one whole egg. And so you can see, the convenience side of it. You stop and think you want to have eggs for breakfast. Well, you're going to have a whole egg or two whole eggs, but you're certainly not going to have a half an egg. Whereas if you took 20 of our ImmunAde lozenges or tablets, as we call them, that would be a half an egg, which is not a bad way of conveniently getting the nutrition of an egg while you're getting the supercharged part of it, which is the oral antibodies and the second immune system. So anyway, so that's the first part of what ImmunAde's about.